Hi, I'm Lisa Bardot, and I help people find their creativity through drawing on the iPad. You may know me from my YouTube channel where I teach people about drawing, illustration, and all things Procreate. I've helped millions of people all over the world learn new art making skills and discover their inner artist. I'm going to give you a tour of the Procreate interface so you can get familiar with it and you'll be ready to follow along with the drawings without being confused about where the different things are. I'll show you the gallery view, I'll show you where the different tools are, how to choose brushes, how to adjust brush size and opacity, and what some of the different menus are. It's just a really quick crash course in Procreate, but I think it's really going to help you as you work on your drawings. This is the Procreate interface. Over here on the right-hand side, we have all of our painting tools. And I always like to start by introducing this little circle in the upper right. And this is how you select colors in Procreate. So you tap this little circle, and as long as you have disc selected here at the bottom, which is what I recommend using to choose colors in Procreate, you'll see a colorful ring with a kind of a disc or circle in the middle. And this is how you choose your colors in Procreate. You choose a hue, so, like red, yellow, green, and then you choose, however light, dark, or saturated you want that color to be. But let's just move the circle down here to black just to get started so we don't have to worry about colors from the get-go. You can tap that circle again to close the color picker. Next up, we're going to go through these tools right here. So starting with this paintbrush, this is, of course, the brushes. So you can tap on this brush icon and you can scroll through your library of brushes. Procreate comes with a lot of brushes built into it, and each one is organized into a set. So you can kind of tap through these different brushes and just put some brush strokes on your canvas and just kind of see what they look like, see what they do, get a feel for what it feels like to, actually put something down onto your canvas. Oftentimes when you're drawing, sometimes that's the hardest part, is just getting started and putting something down on the canvas. So I often find that just playing with the brushes and seeing what they do is a good way to just kind of get the ball rolling. So just spend a little bit of time just going through these brushes, seeing what they look like. And get familiar with some of the different textures and things like that. So I've got some brush strokes on my canvas here. Now let's introduce you to the next tool, which is Smudge, which is this little finger icon. And if you tap on this tool again, you can choose from any brush in your library to smudge with. And it just kind of drags the colors around your canvas. So that's what the smudge does. The next tool over here is the eraser. And just like with the brush and the smudge, you can choose any brush to be your eraser. And there's a lot of good things about being able to do that. You can match your kind of erase strokes to your brush strokes so it looks seamless, but that's a really highly useful tool right there. Between the brush and the eraser, those are the ones that I use the most. And then the next thing we've got is our layers. Layers are one of the most powerful aspects of doing digital art. They allow you to separate out parts of your artwork from each other and you can manipulate them independently. So make sure you tap back over to your brush. And the next thing I want to show you are these sliders. This is called the sidebar. And we've got these sliders. The top one is going to be your brush size. You can make your brush big or little. Let me choose a different brush here so we can see it a little bit better. So you can make your brush size big or you can make it small. And then the other brush or the other slider here is our opacity. So I can turn the opacity down and that just makes my strokes a little see-through or a lot see-through depending on how high you have that slider. Next, I want to show you a couple of Procreate gestures. Now, Procreate was built to be a platform that runs on touch. So gestures are a really important part of working in Procreate. So the first ones are undo and redo. These are super useful. This is kind of the benefit of working in Procreate or digitally for that matter, is that you can actually undo whatever you want. If you mess up, just undo it, try again. And it's very freeing. You're not just like, oh no, I messed up on my paper and now it's ruined. You can just undo. So 2 fingers and tap. Every time you tap, it's just going to undo one step of what you had done previously. Or you can tap and hold and that will undo multiple. And then to redo, you take 3 fingers and you tap and you can redo what you had just done. And the last thing I want to show you in this lesson are some of the menus over on this side. So first of all, we've got our actions menu, and there's a lot of different options here, but you can add things to your canvas. Under the canvas, there's a lot of different options there. You don't get overwhelmed. Don't worry about that for now. There's the sharing options for when you're ready to export your artwork and share it with the world. And then another fun one is the video, and you can actually watch a time-lapse replay of your art. So if we tap that, I can see kind of like a replay of everything that I just did. And there's some preferences and things like that, but don't worry about that for now. The next menu here is the adjustments menu, and these are for making alterations to your artwork. And then over here we have our selection tool, and this is for making selections. And then we have our transform tool, which is for moving and manipulating things around the canvas.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe to stay up to date on all of our latest videos.